I thought I had seen it all. I thought I had the best shooting guard in the game in Mitch Richmond, and an even better one in Michael Jordan, who I play at the small forward position. There's no way I could find a better shooting guard in this game, is there? Well, I opened some packs after the injured players became unlocked, and I got Michael Cooper. So I decided to give him a try, and I started enjoying playing with him. He started out on my bench. He got about 6 minutes a game, played some really good defense. Then I decided to use him as a shooter, and I found his hot zones. They're all in three-point territory, and he started getting more minutes. And I kept coming up against three-point shooting teams, and I needed a guy with some size, speed, and ability to play defense on the perimeter. So I looked through all of my players and came up with Michael Cooper as the solution. And I finally decided I was going to put him in my starting lineup. I had a really good run with Mitch. I know he's one of the most sought-after legends in the game. He's a tremendous scoring shooting guard. But I needed to get some defense out there. And sometimes size doesn't cut it. I give Magic Johnson some tries out there. Oscar Robinson, I'll even play him at the shooting guard position just to get some size out there to defend against shots. But I really wasn't getting it done, so I decided to try Mr. Cooper. And this guy is amazing in this mode. And he can score in multiple ways. He can score from three-point range. He can score on a pull-up jumper, and he can take it to the rack. He's got 91, I believe, speed, amazing quickness, and some tremendous dunk ratings with dunk tendencies. And I did some research. I wasn't really familiar with him before I got him, but apparently he won about 5 championships with the LA Lakers back in the day when Magic Johnson was on the team. And there was some play that was nicknamed the Coopaloop, which is an alley-oop to Michael Cooper, and he threw it down with authority. And that's what he does in this game. You're going to see some highlights in this game. I've actually played a lot with him, and this is the first time I decided to actually record it. He throws it down like Jordan does. It's pretty unbelievable. It's almost like having 2 Jordans on the floor at the same time. His on-ball defense is tremendous, his speed is tremendous, and his just overall gameplay is exactly what I want in a shooting guard. I need a guy that can go out there and play defense that I don't have to worry about. I don't like having to manually move guys on my team in places that they shouldn't normally be because I know what my opponent's going to do, and I need to defend against the upcoming shot. Cooper has not only the intelligence to get in those lanes, but also the recovery speed and quickness to get in them if he finds himself out of position. And that's why he's such a tremendous asset in this game. There are other players that I've played with who have extremely high on-ball defense rating. The one I haven't played with is Gary Payton. He's one of my most sought-after legends, but I played with Maurice Cheeks. I played with Casey Jones. I've played with a lot of guys that have really good on-ball defense out at range, and they can't quite get it done. Either they play really good defense and they're not tall enough to get it done, or they play really good defense and they just can't score, so they're a liability on the court. I mean, why play with 4 or 3 guys that can score when you can play with 5 guys that can score? That tremendously limits your offense. So I found a good all-around guy in Michael Cooper, and that's why I'm going to continue to use him. I'm going to make another Gold Legend profile coming up shortly after I get a few more games out of him, just so I know exactly everything he's capable of. But he's got a couple of hot zones. They're on the outside of the arc, one just to the left of the top of the arc, and then 2 to the right just to the top of the arc. And he sets up there all the time and gets those shots in with tremendous consistency. In this matchup, I'm facing a guy that's obviously been to the 2nd seed and beyond. He's got Jordan, he's got Bird and Magic, and he likes to shoot some threes, and my job is to stop that. There's Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin gets a lot of buckets for him in this game, and I'm really excited because I've got a guy out there that can stop it, and that guy's Michael Cooper. So we're winding down to the end of the first half here. I'm down by 2. I pop a 3. That's one of Cooper's hot zones, and now I'm up by 1. And this is about the point in the game where the wheels come off for my opponent. He just falls apart. He gets into the 3-point, mission where he can do nothing else but shoot threes. And look at Jordan there with that pretty little 360 alley-oop layup. So while we watch Cooper and the rest of my team go to work, I want to address something that's been on my mind for a long time, and that is the soda fountain at Five Guy Burgers. Now, if you've never been to a Five Guys, it's a hamburger joint, kind of a upscale fast food joint, better than McDonald's, but you pay more, and they serve hamburgers. It's kind of like the East Coast version of In-N-Out, and it's really good. However, there's one thing that bothers me about the place, and that is the drink fountain. Now, about a year ago, and before that, you'd go in there and you'd see the drink fountain. You get a Coke, you order it at a counter, and they give you a cup, and you go to the drink fountain. You have, your Coke, your Sprite, your root beer, etc., and you go and fill it up. Well, they replaced what you would typically see at just about every fast food restaurant in the world with this new machine, and instead of having like 10 different sodas to choose from all in one line, they replaced it with this machine where you go to a computer screen and you select the soda that you want, and there's like 30 different varieties to choose from, and you select that soda, but it all comes out of one nozzle. So for example, the person in front of you could select high C orange juice, and you're the next person in line, and you decide you want to drink a Coca-Cola, and you get that Coca-Cola. Well, it comes out of the same nozzle that high C just came out of. What do you think that Coca-Cola tastes like? It tastes like disgusting orange juice. There's a Coopaloop for you. It's terrible. The other thing is, instead of being 10 soda nozzles all lined up next to each other, now you have just one. So if there's ever more than one person waiting to get a drink, you can't have like one person get a Coke and one person get a Sprite at the same time. Everybody has to get in line and wait for this to go down. So when I go in there now, and I don't go in as often because I think the drinks are disgusting, even when I run the soda machine for like 5 seconds to try and drain all that high C tasting stuff out of there because I don't like Hawaiian Punch Coca-Cola, I find myself getting dirty looks from all the old ladies who are in line behind me because I'm just, draining soda out of their precious soda machine. So that's just one thing that's been on my mind, and I thought I'd want to get it off my chest and share it with you guys. And if you have a similar experience at a Five Guys or different restaurant, please share. I can't imagine why they use these machines or think they're a good investment. Obviously, somebody thought it was a good idea, but I see them at all the Five Guys, and it just blows my mind. Their food is great. I really enjoy going there, but I think they've made a big mistake with the soda machine. Anyway, now that that's done, you can see I take this game pretty handily. I got the Coopaloop going. I got some 3-pointers from him, and this guy is a fixture in my offense and defense from now on. I've probably played 10 games with him since I've got him, and he's been player of the game pretty much every game. He was a leading scorer for me this game. David Robinson actually got the player of the game title, but Cooper is insane for me. If you have him, I really suggest that you try him out because I think you'll really like his defense. And if you're not a defensive-minded guy, you'll like the fact that he can dunk. I mean, his dunk ratings are the same as Pressey or any of the other extremely athletic shooting guards that you'll come up against in this mode. So he's got multiple options for scoring and a really good pass rating, really good speed, and he's a good shooter. I can't really think of anything he does wrong. He gets a lot of steals. He gets a lot of rebounds too. His size and vertical take over in that department. So give him a try.